Okay, so I'm gonna come at you guys today with an updated mock draft. I know I haven't been very active lately, but that's due to work and this virus. It's my day off, so I'm gonna try to change pace. There's been a lot going on in the NFL, and there's been a lot going on in the world in general. Hope everyone's staying safe. But nonetheless, let's get to this mock draft. This is just I did this real quick. Maybe took me 45 minutes or so. The Lions have acquired quite a few picks, but I did also include a trade in this mock draft because I really do think they're going to try to trade out of the third overall pick, just due to the fact that I think Miami Dolphins, as in my previous video, I had them trading up because they need a quarterback in the future. Also the Chargers, but nonetheless, let's get into this mock draft. So, the 2020 Detroit Lions mock draft is a full 7-round. We don't have a 7th-round pick, but you already knew that if you're a Lions fan. Moving forward, we currently carry pick 3 in the first round, which is a very highly sought-after pick right now. I don't believe Cincinnati is going to trade out of the first overall pick. They'd be dumb if they did, because Joe Burrow is going to be sensational. May not be this year, but the next coming years he's going to be a very big name in the NFL, in my opinion. Redskins, I don't think they're going to trade out of that position. They need a lot of things, but I think Chase Young kind of gives them an edge. Kind of gives them someone that can build their defense around. So I don't think Washington's going to trade out of that position. So that leaves Detroit at pick 3 with calls coming in from Miami and seeing Los Angeles Chargers. They're going to be calling the Lions, trying to get a price on the third overall selection, and I think Detroit's going to sell here. Miami wins, though. They're going to be giving up the 5th overall selection in the first round, as well as their final pick in the first round, which would be pick 26, and then they're also giving up a 2nd-round pick to the Lions. It could just be 2 first-rounders. I think that's a fair offer. The Los Angeles Chargers can't really afford that because they don't have 2 first-round picks. They could give up a 2021 first-round pick with some additional compensation for this year's draft, probably a 2nd rounder, maybe a 5th or 4th. But nonetheless, I think Miami wins with the 2 first-round picks because the Lions have a lot of holes to fill. And I think the more higher number picks that we can get right now, the better, because I think right this year it's going to be a pretty much all or nothing for Matt Patricia. If you don't make the playoffs, I think he's out of there. Same with Bob Quinn, in their Patriot way mentality. But nonetheless, Miami gives us the 5, 26, and 56 selection for our number 3 pick, where they're going to draft their quarterback in the future, whether it be Justin Herbert or Tua. So I think the Giants are going to go more defensive line here. Derek Brown is available on the board, and I think that's who they're going to draft. So that leaves us with our pick that we were originally going to get at 3, Isaiah Simmons. I think Isaiah Simmons kind of brings a type of personality to the game. Very high IQ. He's a freakish athlete. Ran 4.39 at the combine. 6'4", long, lengthy. I really like Isaiah Simmons, and if we don't trade down, that's an excellent pickup by the Lions, in my opinion. Moving on to the pick 26, which we got for Miami in the trade that I have mocked, and that is Kenneth Murray, inside linebacker, Oklahoma. I absolutely love Kenneth Murray. I think he's going to be an anchor in the NFL on whatever defense he winds up, hopefully Detroit's. And I really think Jared Davis would be a better suited outside linebacker than inside. We can move him to the outside, move Kenneth to the middle, and then that should sure up our defense with the additions of Jamie Collins on the other outside linebacker, as well as Jared Davis and Kenneth Murray, and then you have Isaiah Simmons as well. So you got 4, because I know Matt Patricia likes to run the 3-4, and Jimmy Collins is probably going to play that edge role where he excelled in Patricia's defense in New England. Moving on to the next pick in the second round, which is pick 35, which the Lions already have, and that is we're going to address something that we haven't had in a long time. That's our running game. Jonathan Taylor, running back out of Wisconsin. I believe that's going to be our pick. We could go offensive line here, but I think Jonathan Taylor just it's kind of enticing to Matt Patricia and also Bob Quinn. They've gotten to know him very well since he played in the Big Ten, especially playing against Michigan State and Michigan over the past few seasons. I think they've watched him and seen how dominant he's been in the Big Ten, which is the superior conference in the NCAA. Changed my mind. But I think that's right there is going to be the selection there, and the first selection in the second round. Moving on to the next pick in the second round, which we acquired from Miami in the trade I have mocked. And that is Christian Fulton, the corner out of LSU. This kid is a phenomenal coverage corner. I think bringing in a young guy this year, as well as drafting can't think of his name right now. I know he played for Penn State, though. Bringing them both in, and Desmond Trufant being the true veteran that he is. I think he has something to prove, and I think he's going to kind of show the younger corners that we have on the roster how to play the game, and they can learn from each other. Moving on to the next round, which is round 3, pick 67. I have the Lions doing something which they haven't done in a very long time, and that is drafting a quarterback of the future, and that is Jalen Hurts, quarterback of Oklahoma. Everything that the NFL is doing nowadays is going more to the hybrid offense with the hybrid quarterback. Lamar Jackson, for example. Jalen Hurts really fits that type of quarterback scheme. But I think he's a little bit more of a pocket passer than Lamar Jackson is. Don't get me wrong, Lamar Jackson can toss the ball around like no one else, but I think Jalen Hurts can be a pocket and or a mobile quarterback. He does lack some decision making at times, but I think sitting behind Matthew Stafford for the remainder of his career with the Detroit Lions is going to be a good fit for him. Just to sit, learn, kind of develop that way. That's how Aaron Rodgers developed with sitting behind Brett Favre. And look at Aaron Rodgers now. He's one of the best of all time. Moving on to the next pick in the third round, which is pick 85, which the Lions got from the Eagles in the trade for Darius Slay. I believe that's what the pick is from, and that's Calvin Throckmorton, offensive tackle out of Oregon. I really love this guy. He has been falling down the boards lately, but I do think that he would be a great addition to the offensive line of Detroit. Give us a little bit more depth, and I believe eventually he'll become a starter over time. Possibly even replacing Tucker next season. We'll see how that goes. Moving on to round 4, pick 109. I have us addressing corner again, and that's Lamar Jackson, corner out of Nebraska. This kid is a very big physical guy, and that's the type of corner that I believe Detroit likes to use, is a big physical man-to-man corner. And I believe he could play in the nickel, as well as playing against those big 6'5", 6'3" tight ends that are in the league now, and I believe that's going to be a really good fit for him, just in sub packages and stuff like that. Moving on to the next round is round 5, pick 149. Lions have 3 fifth-round picks due to trades and acquisitions. In the very first pick in the 5th round at 149, Detroit's going to draft someone who's very familiar with them, that they're very familiar with, someone who's played in the state, and that is Kenny Willekes. I believe Kenny Willekes is going to be an excellent pro, and I believe that Detroit realizes this, and if he's still on the board, they have to snatch him. Kenny Willekes plays with a very high motor. He went from a walk-on to a starter to receiving a scholarship. This kid is a phenomenal person. Great personality, great person all around. And I believe he's just going to be a great person to bring into the locker room. So moving on to the next pick. I could go all day about Kenny Willekes, but I'll stop there. Next pick, pick 166. I have Detroit bringing in another linebacker in the draft. Michael DeVinci Jr., outside linebacker of LSU. I just think getting some more depth as well as bringing in a decent player would be a great addition to our defense because linebacker's been our worst struggle besides defensive backs. But I think they've addressed that in this offseason. So that's why I have them addressing linebacker a lot in this draft. Next pick, at 172, another player that they're very familiar with, only playing a few miles down the road, is Jon Runyan. I believe I said that correctly. The offensive guard from Michigan. I think that just brings a little bit more depth to the offensive line. They did just re-sign Oday Aboushi, but I think getting some younger guys in there, some depth, would be a great addition to the Detroit Lions offensive line. And the last pick, I just kind of threw this in there because I didn't know where else to go. And I'll be honest with you, they probably won't do this, but tight end here. I added Stephen Sullivan, tight end at LSU. He's a big physical guy. It's the type of tight end that the Lions really like. They did draft TJ Hockenson last year, which he didn't have the best rookie season, but I think he's going to bounce back and have a good sophomore season. But subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you guys think of this. I'm going to try to at least post once in a while with everything going on in the world. Kind of change pace. Bring you guys some of the best content that I've ever done. It's going to be hard, though, with work. But I'm going to try to make it a priority and really, really try to sit down and focus. And I might be doing some live streams, too. We'll see how that goes. But subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your mock draft below. I'd love to read it. I will always try to communicate with my subscribers. As I said, leave the comment. I'll try to get back with you. Depends on how many I have and how busy I get. But other than that, like the video. Let me know what you think. I'm out.